Hello and welcome to this unscripted video, but today we're going to look at our coatings for marble. We're going to look at our 705, and that's a matte coating, 704, that's a glossy coating, and our 7641. All of these coatings will provide total protection against acid etching, and so that's the lemon juice, red wine, general staining on marble, all complete. So you can put red wine on for 24 hours, it will not have any effect upon the marble. But they have very different characteristics, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. So it's just a walk through those. So we're going to coat these different sections with the different coatings, and we'll talk about what the different characteristics are. So we're going to start off with our 705. The 705 and 74, same characteristics, just slightly different in terms of one is glossy, one is matte. So we're going to start off with the 705. These coatings are super, well, they're all easy to use, but these are quick drying, very easy to use. You can apply them with a roller. Now you notice I've got two rollers here. This roller is a fine roller. And this is what we should be using. This is for varnishes. This is a typical paint roller. We don't want to use that, so that goes. We just want to use the fine roller. So remember, fine roller only. But you can roller this on for the best effect, of course, spraying. But that's we haven't got time to do that. But it's exactly the same as spraying a car. You apply the liquid, you spray it, you let it dry. So we're going to take this and we're going to apply it. Now you'll see, maybe on the video, this will always enrich the colour. Always makes it slightly darker. Now, some people will be saying, oh, I don't want a colour change. Then we would look more towards the 7641. But this will always, now you can put it on fairly liberally because it will self-level. So that's all we have to do. So we've coated that. That's it. That's all we have to do. Now I can see from here that it's already starting to form a nice layer. It will self-level a bit. You can abrade it afterwards if you want to. This is a super hard coating. Talking about abrasion, very important point. This has been abraded with an 80 grit sandpaper, because the more grit we have, the better the adhesion. You would not apply this coating and get very good adhesion if it's on a polished marble. So we'd always take it back to give it some key. You could put on a dilute coating of 50% 705, 50% mixture of IPA or ethanol. IPA is the most common, it's easiest to get and lowest cost. So 50% IPA, 50% of the coating, mix it, apply that on as an undercoat, wait 20 minutes, and then you can do an application on top, if you wanted to do that. If it's a very porous stone, but in this instance we're looking at marble. So that's all we have to do. So now we're going to do this is the glossy coating. You won't notice any difference at this point. So we're going to apply that. These are going to be micron level coatings. They're not our thinner coatings, but to get total protection for marble, you're going to have a coating at about 15 or 20 microns maximum. It'll probably be less. So that's all we're doing. Again, this will self-level. I'm just going to put a wee bit more I can see. Don't overplay with it. So that's sufficient. With a roller, just once forward and back, which is the best way, but we don't have, we're just doing this with a brush, not enough space. So, characteristics just of these two. They're going to be dry in 12 hours. if you're doing a work surface in a kitchen, are these the best coatings? I would suggest not. I would suggest that this coating, the 7641, is going to be the better coating for a work surface, and I'll explain. These coatings are very highly resistant to temperature, over 1,000 degrees. Very, very high resistance. They are hard, very hard. But with hardness, people sometimes get the hardness aspect a bit confused. With hardness, you can get scratching. Everything is, unless it's diamonds will scratch. That's how we engineer diamonds. And the scratches are slightly more visible on this coating than on this coating here. This, because it's not so hard, it's a little bit more flexible, which is what I suggest that you would use. This coating is perfect for nearly all manner of marble surfaces, but I wouldn't suggest for bathroom floors and things like that. Perfect for walls, perfect for outside buildings, perfect for those high quality areas such as work surfaces. We'll look at the 7641. So, dries within 12 hours. Resistance to solvents, resistant to graffiti. This is on a building, you can just wipe the graffiti with alcohol, no penetration. Resistant to household cleanings, acid resistant, solvent resistant, so super hard coating. But when the scratches appear, you can polish them out, you can rub them out, but you get more defined scratches with this. But for these are professional coatings. So we'd expect our partners to experiment with them and find out. We've got some partners who use this exclusively for bathrooms. They love this coating for bathrooms, the walls and the floor. There's not a lot of scratching that happens in bathrooms. You don't have pots and pans and things like that. So, and also this is a lower cost coating than the 7641, which is always a bonus. But it's horses for courses. Which is the best for your usage? So, we've seen how easy it is, and it's the same with the 7641. This has been mixed. We've allowed it to we allowed it to stand for 10 minutes. After mixing, because this is two component, after mixing, you let it, you're going to generate some bubbles when you're moving it around. You let those pass. Now, this is super easy to spray. So you can use a standard spray gun if you like. You can spray it, you get a nice finish. But for this trial, we're just going to coat it. And with a brush. Again, coating thickness, you can be quite liberal with it. Coating thickness is going to be approximately 20 microns. Don't overwork it, so it wouldn't appear to it, but it's self-leveling. So this will self-level to make a nice, a nice finish. Now, this, unlike these coatings here, which take 12 hours, this will become fully functional after 7 days. Now you'd be saying, oh, if I'm working in a kitchen environment and I'm doing somebody's work surfaces, they have to be used sooner than that. The normal procedure would be you'd coat the work surfaces and you'd say to the people or the business or whomsoever, you can't use those today, I'm afraid. The coating needs to cure. You can then, after 12 hours, when it's touch dry, you can then put some cardboard or something on top. It'll continue to cure. But of course it has to be dry. You don't want to put the cardboard on, cardboard layer, protective layer, but it will cure. It'll continue to cure. Now, after several days, it's functional. But for full protection, we encourage people to wait for 7 days before it's heavily stressed. The next thing to be mindful of is that the coating likes, it can't be enhanced by heat curing, but the coating likes a humid atmosphere. So humid environment is better than a dry environment. But the message is 7 days. You can maybe 5 days in certain ideal environments before you can use it. So hardness about 8, heat tolerant to approximately 300 degrees. So that if you can put a pot or pan on or something like that, unless it's exceptionally hot, but then people are ill-advised to do so. It will scratch, all coatings scratch at 8H. It's not super hard, but for general kitchen use, unless you're cutting on top of it, again, not particularly advised. It's very high performance. The thing to also remember is that all of these coatings can be lightly abraded afterwards. Now this will be a glossy surface. Some people take after it's cured, they take a very fine abrasive, maybe 1000 grit, and lightly abrade the surface, and then you end up with a matte surface anyway. So let's pull that together. 7641 is our recommended coating for work surfaces, but you can use it for any surface you like, bathrooms, etc. Total protection for staining against marble. Then we move to the 704, 705 coatings. Total protection for marble, slightly more prone to visibility of scratches if you cut on it, because of the hardness. Massive heat tolerance, low cost, perfect for anything in external or bathrooms. Not so highly recommended for work surface, but completely suitable should you want to go there, because it gives total protection on marble. So I think that's about it for this overview for manual application. We guarantee that if you put lemon juice on here, take it out of a bottle or whatever, lemon juice, red wine, on any of these surfaces, you will not get any staining or corruption of the surface. Zero. So we're totally confident in what we're offering, and look forward to further videos for you.